What is up, guys, and welcome back to Rising Thrills. I'm sorry for not posting in a while, but we're back here at Hersheypark on Friday, April the 3rd, 2026 for the opening day of the 2026 season. It is about 11:40 or so the park did open at 11, but I had some other engagements, so I was not able to get here right at opening time. I would have actually liked to be here pretty early, but, you know, I got here when I could. Earlier than usual, actually. Usually I don't come till an hour or two after park opening. But as you can see, the pass holder lot here is filled. There are so many pass holders here, and you know, I'm sure a bunch of ticket holders too. But it's great to be back here at Hersheypark for opening day. I can't believe it's already opening day. It feels like it was just, you know, a summer season last year. Well, I mean, realistically, a couple of years ago, it's like, how's it already opening day of the 2026 season? It does not feel like it should be that already, but nevertheless, I'm just, you know, yapping on, I guess, here. But, you know, it looks like it's going to be a fun day. Of course, it is raining a little bit, drizzling, but most of the attractions look like they're open. I mean, I saw Sky Rush go, I saw Candemonium, Wildcat, Fahrenheit. So it should be a great day. I mean, hopefully it's not terribly busy. You know, we'll just see what is the shortest line, honestly, and go on that. But, you know, also get into the park and see any updates that there are of any attractions, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of updates. The boardwalk replacement that they're doing for this summer season, that'll open in the summer. See what's going on with that, and overall just see any updates in the park, and see how Hersheypark is on its first day of the 2026 season. So let's get in the park and see how the day goes. Wow, that is a long line for ticketing services. It's always about that long on opening day, but I think that's the longest I've ever seen it on opening day. Okay, guys, just entered the park. There was barely a line at all to enter. I did have to get the secondary screening because I brought a camera, so, you know, I was sent over to the side. But even with that, it only took about, not like 2 minutes at most. So, you know, yeah, guys, this looks about right for Comet's lines filling the whole way out to the queue here. Wow, this is bad. I would have liked to have seen it. Yeah, well, I guess the park only opened about an hour ago, so that makes sense. Now, there have been seasons actually where it had a longer line, like the whole way back to like Sky Rush, I think, the one season. So honestly, it's not bad, and it's to be expected, honestly, for Comet's line to flow out of the queue on opening day. So I'm honestly not surprised it's that bad. It could be worse, honestly. But it looks like Sky Rush. I don't know what's going on here. A lot of seats that aren't filled, so yeah, at least 2. That's not good for Sky Rush when it probably has a pretty, yeah, the line, I see over there, I can see the line is down in the queue line, in the switchbacks. Yeah, and here over at Super Duper Blooper, the line isn't quite spilled out of the queue yet, so I'm honestly surprised it's not out of the queue yet. That's surprising. Well, I was going to come over here to Dispatch and get something to eat, but it doesn't look like they're open. Hopefully they open later. I can always get my second meal there. Yeah, honestly, that's probably not bad for Sky Rush opening day, but like I said, they're not filling the train completely, so, you know, the hourly throughput is probably not that high, even though the line isn't that long, and that's the thing you have to think about. Opening day, a lot of times, you don't have all the rides opening, you don't have everything operating at the highest efficiency because, you know, you have new ride operators, you know, there's certain mechanical delays and such, things being in maintenance and stuff. So you're not going to have the highest throughput on opening day. So you have to think about that. You might see a ride that doesn't have a long line, but the wait time might be pretty high just because of other circumstances other than just having a long line. And another unfortunate update is that Twizzlers Twisted Gravity is only operating one swing, at least for opening day. I honestly expect this to be an occurrence this season because a lot of these Screaming Swings do this. You know, last season, there was only one day that I was here that it was only operating one beam. or one swing.
I felt it.
But this season, opening day, only operating one swing. Now, it could be a mechanical thing, but I suspect it's probably, you know, an operational thing or them. Yeah, but nevertheless, I do see this as an occurrence, a common occurrence. Now, I do think there will be a good amount of times when they are operating both swings, but I honestly don't see it being a thing where, you know, oh, it's just opening day, it's you know, having troubles or whatever. So they're only operating one beam, or one swing, sorry. I keep saying beam, I really mean swing. But nevertheless, that's an unfortunate update, but hopefully they can fix that and start operating both swings, because that's very necessary on busy days, and opening day too, but you can only do what you can do. And like I was saying earlier, there will be operational delays on opening day, just because that's how it goes usually. Okay guys, we stopped at the Overlook. I got the grilled chicken sandwich, which I did get once last season, but other than that I haven't had it, and the mac and cheese. So let's see how this is. It should be pretty good, but we'll see how it is. Okay guys, just finished up at Overlook Food Court here. But, you know, my opinion on the food is, of course, the macaroni and cheese is great. That's my personal favorite mac and cheese in the park. It's the, you know, yellow cheddar cheese mac and cheese. Like, you know, I'd say more standard mac and cheese. But it was great. But the chicken sandwich, the grilled chicken sandwich, it was good. The actual chicken and the bread were great. But the problem is they put a whole ton of a Thousand Island sauce on it, and they slaver it with that stuff. I'm talking Thousand Island. It's at that point there's more sauce than chicken and bread. The sauce is the most, and I don't like Thousand Island ranch sauce. I knew it came on it, but I was like, I'll just wipe what's on it, I'll wipe it off. But there was too much sauce, way too much sauce. So please, yeah, I hope they change this. Like, why can't they just have a cup of it at the register or whatever that you can get or whatever? Because they put way too much of it on it, and it makes it horrible, and it does not taste good, in my opinion, with the sauce. You know, and if they took the sauce off, it is a great sandwich. I really like the sandwich. But the problem is they put the sauce on it, so just take the sauce off, or even just put a little sauce. The problem is they put way too much sauce on it, and that's just something, you know, you can instruct the employees to go light on the sauce. I mean, does anyone around here know how to go light on the sauce? It is very necessary to go light on the sauce over here, because that's way too much a Thousand Island Ranch, whatever sauce it was. But overall, it was a good lunch, but, you know, just some minor complaints, and I'm sure they'll probably tweak it. You know, it's the first day, so that's probably why there's way too much sauce. So I'll probably get it again sometime and see if they lower the amount of sauce that's on it. So yeah, but overall it was a fairly good lunch, and I enjoyed it. Over here at Great Bear, the ride was closed here, and they just started testing, so there are people lined up here. So hopefully it reopens soon. But yeah, it was down, and now they just restarted. They just started testing again. Okay guys, so another really great thing that's happening here. Look at the line for the triple towers. There is no line. As long as I've been here today, I got here, of course, like I said, an hour after opening. There is no line at all. And it's been enough time. People can filter over here. But the line is literally nothing. Like, it is remarkable. This is a 5-minute wait, if that. Like, just a couple years ago, it was the complete opposite. At the beginning of the day, this was one of those rides that got horrible lines, hour plus, like, multiple hour lines, just a couple years ago. And a year or two ago, I saw it shift, where it's not really getting long lines at all. I don't know why that is. You know, it's a popular attraction. It's just, for whatever reason, maybe it's where it is. I think it might also have to do with Twizzler's Twisted Gravity opening, and a lot of people haven't been on that yet. So they want to get on that, and they're both, similar rides. I mean, they're both S&S manufactured flat rides, both air powered attraction. I mean, they're a lot different, but as it is, they're basically right next to each other. So I think that might have stopped the triple towers from getting long lines, because it's remarkable. You know, every once in a while, last season I did see it with a long line, but the majority of the time, it had like no wait. It was really remarkable. Okay guys, just got off of the Hershey's Triple Tower, and you know, like I said earlier, like no wait. So I only had to wait about 5 minutes, and I was on. I sat on the opposite side as where we are right now, so facing that way. So got some nice views of the park and whatever. You know, it's the Hershey's Triple Tower. It's how it usually is. Yeah, a great ride, of course. I mean, I prefer the Reese's Tower. I definitely prefer the Reese's Tower because it goes up and down a lot more airtime. But nevertheless, it was a great ride, and you know, I'm not gonna complain whatever ride it is. I only waited like 5 minutes on opening day. It's like it's crazy how the Triple Towers are like this the past couple of seasons. I don't know what's going on, but nevertheless, a great ride on the Hershey's Triple Tower. Okay guys, now we're getting a ride on Trailblazer, and the wait is not bad. Probably about a 10-minute wait, if even that. Only been here for about 2 minutes, so 2 minutes or so, and we're about halfway through the wait. So it shouldn't be bad, only about a 10-minute wait. So see how it is, the first ride of Trailblazer for the 2026 season. Okay guys, just got off of Trailblazer. I rode on car 2, and I rode in the second to back car, back left seat in that car. So, you know, a great ride. It was a usual ride on Trailblazer, you know, nothing too out of the ordinary. You know, of course, the transitions are pretty janky on it, and some of the places, especially on the helix there, it's not necessarily that you're dipping down or anything. You're going in the same curve, but the two pieces of track where they're jointed together, it's kind of like almost a pothole or whatever in the track, and you kind of like, you know, jolt down a bit. So overall, I mean, it's not too. It wasn't too out of the ride. The ride was not too out of the ordinary. Okay guys, one important update is that Frontier Flyers is definitely not open yet. The scooters aren't even on the ride yet, so who knows when this will open. You know, just wait till they, you know, have it ready to go. So, you know, it's not a big deal in my opinion. I don't usually ride this in the first half of the season. It's more of something I ride in the second half. But, you know, it is something good to have. I mean, the more rides, the better, in my opinion, because then, you know, lesser lines. Okay, guys, so an update on Title Force here. Of course, it's still standing here. No surprise, but you can see there that part of the trough there, the side panels are missing. So the question is, are they going to fix it or not? You know, if they're going to be closing it. But I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like there's boards in that bucket left over there to replace the side panels there. If I'm seeing correctly, I'm pretty sure those boards in there are to replace the side panels. So, you know, like I said, Title Force is not going anywhere. Could this be its last season? Who knows? I mean, I feel like people have been saying that for the past who knows how many years. Oh, this is, well, Title Force closed this season, so it's like, will it ever close? Okay guys, now we're getting a ride on Lightning Racer, on Lightning side, riding in a row 11. So let's see how it is for the first ride of 2026. Okay guys, just got off of Lightning, rode in row 11, left seat. And I did notice that on only Lightning side, which is interesting, they retract the valley after the drop. I didn't necessarily think that the valley after the drop was a rough part of the ride. I definitely think there's a lot rougher sections, but you know, that's what they chose to retract, and I'm surprised they only retract that section, but nevertheless, you know, it's great that they did that. Hopefully, you know, the next couple of years they start retracting more, because this, you know, ride definitely needs retracting, you know, and I'm sure they're doing that, you know, over the past couple of seasons, and, you know, just taking care of it. You know, Hersheypark doesn't do the best job of taking care of their wooden coasters, but definitely better than some parks that I won't mention. But overall, it was a great ride. One of the best rides I've had on Lightning Racer in a while. Okay guys, just got off of Thunder. I rode in row 3, right seat. And you know, one thing I'll say, Thunder is a lot more rough than Lightning. And it really shows. So I hope over the next off season, they really do some work to Thunder, because it needs work. It's bad, for sure. So, you know, I mean, it's not horrible. It's still bearable. It's not as bad as Wildcat was, but it needs some work where it's going to get there, because, you know, you have to maintain these wooden coasters or they get as bad as what Wildcat was. So, you know, hopefully they do some work to Thunder over the off season, you know, as much as they can to fix this problem of such roughness, because, you know, Lightning is pretty bearable, but Thunder is just it's a little unbearable. Okay guys, now we're gonna get a ride on Fahrenheit here. It doesn't look like a horribly long line, you know, just about to where the steps end, so not a horrible line, especially for opening day. So, you know, we'll just wait it out. I mean, there might be some attractions with shorter lines, but I want to get a ride on Fahrenheit, so I'll just wait it out. Hopefully in the future I'll have some shorter lines throughout springtime in the park, but, you know, we'll just see, so let's get on it. Okay guys, just got off of Fahrenheit. I rode in row 5, right seat, so, you know, it was a great ride. That was one of the best rides I've ever had on it. I'm so glad to get back on Fahrenheit. Very intense, you know, some airtime moments. Overall, a great ride. I mean, it's Fahrenheit, but I feel like it went the extra mile on this ride, and it was a great ride, and I really enjoyed it. Probably my favorite ride on Fahrenheit that I've had in a while. That was a great ride, and I really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun. So definitely look forward to getting more rides on it in the future. Okay guys, so I was walking here and I was shocked. I had to take a double take here. And that is there's another update from the park here. This section that was under construction and had construction walls up during Candy Lane is now reopened and is now finished, and it is Arita's Ice. It isn't open yet. They're still working on it inside, but, you know, a nice seating area here, and Arita's Italian Ice. So this is a great addition. Definitely a shock, because this was originally, they had a stage here where they had performances and stuff, but now it's Arita's Ice. It's sat empty for a number of years here, but it's good to see them reusing that plot and, you know, bringing life back to that plot of the park. Okay guys, now we're heading out of the park. Overall, had a great, you know, day here visiting. Yeah, of course it was busy, but it was, you know, expected for opening day. So honestly, it wasn't too horrible. You know, it's just hopefully the rest of the season isn't this way, but one never knows. I mean, it's like you're gonna have busy days, but the question is, how busy are those days gonna be, and then how many, you know, less busy days, or, you know, how many dead days are you gonna have mixed in with those busy days? So we'll just have to see. Hopefully this season goes well. I mean, it wasn't a horrible opening day for sure. I had a lot of fun, of course, but overall I had a lot of fun, like I said. But I'm heading out now. I'll probably be back tomorrow, but if not, definitely on Sunday. But overall, had a great day. See you in the next video. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you go down and do that. Make sure you like, comment, and share. But we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.